You are listening to WRFG Atlanta. WRFG provides a voice for those who have been traditionally denied access to the broadcast media through the involvement of a broad base of community elements to guarantee that access. In the utilization of the facilities and in its programs, the following communities will receive first priority: those who continue to be denied free and open access to the broadcast media, and those who suffer oppression or exploitation based upon class, race, sex, age, creed, sexual orientation, disability, or immigrant status.
To learn how you can support WRFG's mission, please go to wrfg.org.
Good morning, Blues. WRFG Atlanta.
Good morning, Blues. We'll brighten up your day as you put on your shoes. Yeah, yeah. You know it's got to be the way to wake up each and every day on WRFG in Atlanta. Good morning, Blues.
Good morning, Blues.
Good morning, Blues. This is Tony O'Malley on WRFG Atlanta.
Thursday, May the 12th already. It always cracks me up how the calendar pages fly off the wall like the old movies, you know. Anyway, I had a great time at Jazzfest and was glad actually to get back and get out of the heat. It got pretty warm and I think Friday was the toughest day, 93 and not much of a breeze. Not something an Englishman is very good at, but I saw and felt tons of music and it's just a wonderful crowd. And things were about as normal as you could expect them to be. It was very good. Everything was very well organized. Digital app on the phone now, digital tickets. It's weird how much changed in just 3 years that we weren't able to have the festival. Travel was good. I had a neat little room right in the heart of everything. As my honey wasn't here, I figured I could slum it and not have anything too fancy like a hotel, just an Airbnb. So anyway, here's the plan. We're going to kick off with new releases or obscurities. And in the second half of the show, going to do a review of everything Jazzfest. So let us start out with a band that's coming to an end, very sadly, after 3 years. These guys are all tremendous musicians and singers in their own right, and they've all done many other things as well as the blues band, which I guess is what they are more known for as a collaboration. And they've got a new album out, which will be their last, called So Long. I think it's like 25 albums. Anyway, I saw Dave Kelly and Steve Simpson, who play on this album, a few weeks ago while I was in London. And I think it's only right that you should hear some of the great music. I think there's like 16 tracks. I've already pulled out 7 or 8. We're going to play a couple of them right now so that you get a taste of a band that's been just rocking around Europe and the UK. I don't know that they ever played over here for such a long, long time. And what's really frustrating is Paul Jones, if you remember back the early days of Manfred Mann, he's 80 years old and still looks 45, and it's just so wrong. I know Steve Simpson's frustrated. So am I, mate, so am I.
Car, there's a road hog in it. See that road? He's a hog in it. Hogging in the middle of the road, hogging in the middle of the lane. We're trying to get to our destination, but you're hogging in the middle in the way. You're driving with nowhere to go. You're driving so very, very slow. If you could move your car a little faster, you'd make us all so happy, don't you know? Don't you see what you're doing? Look at that great long queue. We're trying to get where we're going, but you don't see no one but you. You're hogging in the middle of the road, hogging in the middle of the lane. We're trying to get to our destination, but you're hogging in the middle, in the way. To our destination. Yeah, we're trying to get to our destination. Trying to get to our destination, but you're hogging in the middle, in the way. There's no question you're forgiven. We know you don't see what you do, but if you could get our position, we'd be so grateful to you. Hogging in the middle of the road, hogging in the middle of the lane, trying to get to our destination, but you're hogging in the middle, in the way. Yeah, you're driving with nowhere to go, driving so very, very slow. If you could move your car a little faster, you'd make us all so happy, don't you know? You'd make us all so happy, don't you know? Hogging in the middle of the way. Don't you know we got a gig to go to, man? And telling is an addiction. Saying as a matter of fact when it could be a matter of fiction. You really want to say it? Got that gossip feeling in your gut. But if you don't know if it's true or false, better keep your mouth shut. You read it in the papers, so the provenance is sure. Smith banned newspapers from his house to keep his whole life pure. Ask anyone who's ever been written about. They'll tell you they've been lied on by a writer who said truth will out. No smoke without fire. Talking on fast and loose could make you a liar. Yes, ask anyone who's ever been written about. Yeah, they'll tell you they've been lied on by a writer saying truth will out. Near you and you're the subject of some malice, don't ought to be a victim of that deadly poison chalice. Button your lip, walk on by, know you can rise above. And don't forget, those gossipers are desperately seeking love. No, don't use that old excuse, no smoke without fire. Talking on fast and loose could make you a liar. Button your lip, walk on by, you know you can rise above. And don't forget, those gossipers are desperately seeking love.
I'm coming back for more. 40 years ago, my how time flies. Never dreamt again. And looking deep in those eyes, here I am in Mamou, Louisiana. I was ready then, now I'm ready again. Now, hey little girl, grown into a big girl now. I said, hey, 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 little girl, I remember you with those ribbons and curls. Hey, 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 little girl, you've grown into a big girl now. We used to walk arm in arm every night by the bayou, young and in love. Our hearts were on fire. You had all the boys just waiting in line. Deep down I knew one day you'd be mine. Time had come to return overseas, rocking and rolling, killing me by degrees. Now, hey little girl, you're grown into a big girl now. I said, hey, 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 little girl, I remember you with those ribbons and curls. Hey, 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 little girl, you're grown into a big girl now. I got itchy feet. I didn't have that brand of loyalty, so it was bye-bye blues, baby, you and me. Now I'm back for more, and you're still so pretty. I regret living 40 years in Fat City. Hey, little girl, you're grown into a big girl now. I said, hey, 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 little girl, I remember you with those ribbons and curls. Hey, 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 little girl, you're grown into a big girl now. TV and grind that mountain on.
So there it is, 3 tracks from the latest and unfortunately the last album from the Blues Band, going since 1979. Paul Jones, Tom McGuinness, Gary Fletcher, Dave Kelly, Rob Townsend. Remnants of Manfred Mann, McGuinness Flint. But they all went and did other things simultaneously through the last 43 years. They just kept coming back around to tour and record as the blues band. In this case, they brought in a bunch of friends who are also luminaries. People like Steve Simpson playing any instrument that will make a noise. Zoot Money, who makes more noise than the instrument he hits. Who else? Ben Waters on piano. Bob Hall on piano, another original guy from back in the day. Anyway, go check it out on Repertoire Records or at the Blues Band website, because you won't be seeing or hearing from them again in this format. And, you know, with Paul Jones being 80 and the rest of them, I would say late 60s and onwards, I think they deserve a break. So well done, one and all. Even Mrs. Jones got in on the credit, writing credits in there somewhere. But good stuff, chaps.
And now a message from our Public Affairs Bulletin Board.
Freedom University is an underground freedom school based here in Atlanta for undocumented students like me. We are undocumented young people who are deeply committed to our education despite Georgia's notorious policy 416 and 434, which bans us from equal access to public universities in Georgia. Freedom University is unique not only because we are the only school for undocumented students in the country, but also because we employ a popular education model where we, as students, choose the courses that are offered. Each semester, we take classes in the fields of human rights, college preparation, arts, STEM, and well-being. This semester, we chose classes such as Indigenous Studies, Natural Sciences, a writing workshop, art studio, and a Mexican son jarocho music class. Beyond the classroom, Freedom University also helps us by providing us with legal assistance, mental health support, and emergency financial aid. Freedom University is able to provide us with courses and holistic support thanks to the generosity of everyday people in Atlanta and around the world who believe in our human right to education. If you would like to support Freedom University's work by empowering undocumented students like me, you can find more information on www.freedom-university.org or follow us on Instagram at fu_Georgia. Thank you so much for your love and solidarity.
In this next new release in Japan, a live album, there's a Dave Kelly connection. Mr. Fabulous Long John Baldry last played, and I'm desperately scratching my head trying to think of, at the Dover Street Wine Bar was the last London gig that I'm aware of, and I was there, and Dave Kelly was on guitar. And it was a rather special night. And I'm sorry if you've heard this story before. I dragged some friends along who said, we're going to go see who? I said, look, he lives in Vancouver. He hates flying. The QE2 takes for bloody ever. It's very rare for him to play in London, even though he's from here. So just shut up and grab your merce and we'll go. So anyway, Dover Street I don't think it's around anymore. It's not a particularly big place. Probably holds 250, 300 people. But as Rod Stewart discovered him, he appeared out of nowhere to introduce. Meanwhile, as it's the early evening and it's in a certain part of Mayfair, a business area, there was a bunch of what we call Hoorah Henrys at the back bar, waffling on and on and on, having a few drinks and getting louder. And John was leaning back on a stool. He had hip issues at that point. And he just stood up with hat on, 7 foot, whatever. And he just bellowed at the top of his lungs, don't you know when culture is being thrust upon you? And these idiots in the back realized that they were being highlighted. Shut them up pretty quick. It was lovely. Anyway, he has a new release. It's from a show in Toronto in 1987 with a full band and a horn section. And we're going to play a few tracks from that.
We finally let him out, Mr. Long
John Baldwin. Let's get it. Yeah, they took me away to the funny farm. Tried to tell me the better come to no harm. Hey, Mr. Baldwin, there's no cause for alarm. I took one look at the place, tried to slash my arm, but the razor was blunt, hadn't used it in years. Now since I tried to do it, man, go off in my ears. They filled me with Valium to quiet my fears. Put me away for a couple of years. I said, why the losing him? No more abuse for him. I stayed again. I said, I'm out of my cage. I'm out. Tailor jacket that was made of white sack, extra long sleeve tied up in the back. It was an ideal costume to go and visit the black. And let her find out what really gun slack. This red chick I'm brown, this man that keeps on time. I got to the valley when losing strychnine. Oh, pageant of nights waiting in line. Collections of candies to straighten their minds. Why the losing him? No more abuse for him. Stage again, I said I'm out of my cage. Oh, right out to lunch. To check out my brain. The way Patton showed I was far from insane. I'm almost a genius, well that's what I claim. Now I'm out, I don't know who to blame. I'm out of the place for spear in my hand. I went to see if I could find my old band. They all got busted for a couple of grams. I live blind upon a promised land. All the time I've been using him. All the time no more abuse for him. To the standing space, I thought maybe we might find some place, but our space has just run out. Such a long, long way from where we started out. Limbo, our love is in limbo, child. That's in limbo, baby. Our love is in limbo, child. I see. Our love was strong when I'm done, but a time in the summer I can't figure out whatever happened to her yesterday. Yeah, child. Yes, in limbo, baby. Our love is in limbo, child. I've been getting caught up in your play. I should have gotten around yesterday. We keep on acting like the love man wrong. It's time to face it. Life won't last long in limbo. Our love is in limbo, child. Yes, in limbo, baby. Our love is in limbo, child.
This is Dana Gillespie from London, England, to tell you about the second best way to wake up. Just tune in to UK Bob and his Good Morning Blues show and feel good for 4 hours on WRFG Atlanta.
Good morning, everybody. This is Roger Cotton from the Peter Green Splinter Group. Here we are in the Kent Delta recording the new Barcodes Blues album with some wonderful players on it, and hope you're going to enjoy it when old Bob gets his hands on it. He said Bob is tall, good looking and incredibly available. So there you are. Okay, so listen in. Good Morning Blues, UK Bob, WRFG 89.3 FM. Take it easy. Or as B.B. King once said to me, who are you?
All right, let's take a tea break. You're going to be surprised. You know I don't play that front porch country blues stuff. Well, sometimes there's an exception. And here's a Mississippi guy with Delta blues roots. He's a great harmonica player and has a very soulful voice and plays guitar. And he hasn't done a new solo studio release in 7 years. This is very stripped down semi-acoustic. So if you catch the right songs, yeah, I'll play it. The album's called Mississippi Sun. You'll know who it is.
In your lonely room, in your darkest hour, think of me, darling, you're my desire. In your lonely room, in your darkest hour, honey, call on me. I took a dark road till I found the sun. Nobody loved me like Henrietta done. In your lonely room, in your darkest hour, honey, call on me. You're gonna find me on the rough side of town. Remember me, darling, when your blues come down. In your lonely room, in your darkest hour, honey, call on me. Stand at your window, another lonesome dawn. Think of me, baby, honey, please come home. In your lonely room, in your darkest hour, honey, call on me. Call on me, baby.
Yes, of course, you knew it was Charlie Musselwhite. That's why I didn't have to tell you. Mississippi Sun is due out in next month, late June, and you'll be able to hear more of that. Staying with the same theory of somebody that you know and will instantly pick up on, I'm going to melt into some live tracks that just came out that were done at the Fillmore in '94. I think it was called something else. The San Francisco Fillmore was called something else at that point. I don't remember. And while the artist has done those songs live before, these recordings are unreleased. And I've picked two songs that he has not done before, just to keep it original and different. Yet another artist, keeping it just slow and lazy, that you will know instantly. And this, I believe, it's the title of the album is called Blues All Day Long. I think it's out shortly, not too far away, like some of them.
And it all comes back from when I was a kid listening to blues music on the radio. And all these songs that I play tonight are the songs that stayed in my memory and haunted me until right now. And I hope you like them as much as I do. This one's called Malted Milk. I keep drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. I keep drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. Well, you just welcome to my loving as the flowers is in May. Malted milk, keep rushing to my head. Malted milk, keep rushing to my head. I have a funny, funny feeling, and I'm talking all out my head. Baby, fix me one more drink and hug your daddy one more time. Baby, fix me one more drink and hug your daddy one more time. Keep on stirring my malted milk, mama, until I change my mind. keeps on turning. Must be spooks around my bed. Yes, my doorknob keeps on turning. Must be spooks around my bed. And I have a warm old feeling and the hair rising on my head. Thank you. This song by Jimmy Rogers called Blues All Day Long. Blues trying to drive me away from home. Blues trying to drive me away from home. And the blues so bad, blues follow me all day long. Let me take my rest. The blues won't let me take my rest. My mind is rambling like a wild geese out in the west. Follow me all day long. The blues follow me all day long. Blues, won't you please leave me alone?
Sunday, take a cruise down Route 66. Route 66 celebrates a special time when jazz, R&B, and blues were all on the same page and often in the same song. The focus is on the music of the jump blues and early rock and roll eras of the 40s to mid-50s and how those styles have evolved over the years. It's truly great American music that scared some folks half to death.
That two-beat pattern is the music brought to the United States of America by the communist conspiracy to corrupt teenagers.
Well, whatever. Please join us Sunday morning from 7 to 9 for Route 66 on WRFG 89.3 FM. Your independent community radio station is streaming worldwide over our free mobile app and WRFG.org.
Going to go back to an album I started playing last week. Medication Time, TODD Sharpville, has a great track. Normally I don't play Dylan, but he changes this, although a lot of people have done it. To me, he makes it way more angry and emotional about a breakup than it should have been the first time. He puts some kahunas into it. Yes, indeed. And I could also tell you that I, have validated them, but I won't.
Walk out if it doesn't feel right. I can tell you're only lying. If you've got something better tonight, then don't mess up my mind with your crying. Just walk out in the rain. Walk out with your dreams. Walk out of my life if you don't feel right. Darling, catch the next train. Darling, walk out in the rain. In the rain. In the rain. In the rain. I've come from so far away just to put that ring on your finger. If you said all that you've got to say, baby, then please don't feel the need to linger. Just walk out in the rain. Walk out with your dreams. Walk out of my life if you don't feel right. Catch the next train. Darling, walk out in the rain. In the rain. In the rain. In the rain. Hey! Outside in the city, and my poor feet have walked till they're sore. Oh, if you don't want my love, it's a pity, baby. I guess that I can't see you no more. Just walk out in the rain. Walk out with your dreams. Walk out of my life if you don't feel right. Catch the next train. Darling, walk out in the rain. In the rain. In the rain. In the rain. In lost the hope of ever being found. And I swam with sharks who dragged me down. I was stabbed in the back by disloyal friends, scarred by the tracks on my arms again. I couldn't handle the hurt inside. I still can't stand it when the good ones die. Caught by the jaws of the lion mouth, I fought the law and it spat me out. But we're brothers from another mother. When we bleed, we're the same color. Blues house, chained and tethered, howling at the moon together. Shame. I question what I know is true. Lost the will to beat those blues. Felt that whip up on my back. Tied some virgins to the railway tracks. I cheated death and cried in pain. Swore I'd never love again. But we're brothers from another mother. When we bleed, we're the same color. Blues house, chained and tethered, howling at the moon together.
Monday saw the death of God over Voltaire's shoulder. Tuesday saw the wrath of God roll away the boulder. Wednesday saw the light of God flashing through the thunder. Thursday saw the night of God and he tried to pull me under. Friday saw the sky of God and all his constellations. Saturday saw the eye of God and he wept at his creations. Sunday saw the hope of God in a newborn baby. Asked him straight, is there a God? He winked and he said maybe. He winked and he said maybe. Monday saw Mary Magdalene before she was a saint. Tuesday saw that girl again, all covered up with paint. Wednesday saw Mary Magdalene, 7 devils in her face. Thursday saw that child again, saying, "Come back to my place." Friday saw Mary Magdalene with a new conviction. Saturday saw her once again, she come from the crucifixion. Sunday saw Mary Magdalene walking in a trance, wearing a little black cocktail dress, on a date with the Lord of the dance. On a date with the Lord of the dance. Friday saw the devil ride out, in his hand he held 5 aces. Saturday saw the devil ride back, he was smiling with both faces. Well, Sunday saw the devil ride out like a ship without an anchor, carrying a little black attaché case, dressed as a merchant banker. Dressed as a merchant banker. Dressed as a merchant banker. The Lord said, and the Lord said, well, the Lord said, this heart is muscle and blood, blue and cherry red. That's the one that's going wrong. It's the one that's in my head. It's the one that's in my head. That's the one I must cut out before I go to bed. It's the one I must cut out before my story spread. Before my story spreads. No answers in a bottle, no answers in a spoon, no answers in a Bible, on a mirror, on the moon. Moon, moon, that hood of bone, colder than a whore, white as smack, black as coal. She's seen it all before. She's seen it all before. This heart is vessel and pump, sinew, guts and veins. It ain't the one that I must hide, it's the one that I must tame. It's the one that I must tame. This heart is muscle and blood, blue and cherry red. That ain't the one that's going wrong. It's the one that's in my head.
So we did 2 from TODD Sharpville's Medication Time, which is out on Dixie Frog, I think, in July. Go to his website and you'll have a look at all the details. That was the Bob Dylan song Walk Out in the Rain, followed by a duet with him and Larry McRae, Brothers from Another Mother. Yes, I played it last week. It's good. I played it again. Followed by two more from another album I played last week, Ian SIEGAL. If only I could remember the title, but these are two tracks you have not heard. What was it called? Stone by Stone, Ian SIEGAL. Yes, okay, so we finally got there. Simply because they would run together. They're both Brits. They know each other. But we're going to take a detour west. Let's get over to Texas and check out my buddy in Austin who's been hanging out in Spain having way too much fun. Now he's got to come back and pay the bills. And I think he's got the recipe to do this.